Let's talk business. The Consumer Protection Council has condemned the total arbitrary billings by electricity distribution companies. They are calling for an aggressive metering system to address the issue of estimated billings. Our Director General of the CPC made this known at the Customers Engagement Town Hall meeting in Lagos. We have details in this report. This gathering is put together by stakeholders in the electricity value chain. The aim is to enable them fashion out ways to listen and address complaints of consumers in a civilized manner. One after the other, the customers bear their minds on availability of electricity, lack of prepaid meters, estimated billings, dilapidated infrastructures, illegal disconnections, amongst others.
I have just reported that in our estate, the estate is 36 years old now. Definitely we all know that the equipment they supply, are getting obsolete. But there is no plan of replacement for any of these.
I am not an electrician. I am not a NEPA man. Whoever that will fix it for me before it can be useful to me is also a NEPA official. Are you getting my point? So, but when you have a high voltage, wire connected to the house, allows the meter to bring the voltage down to be able to use in the house, nobody can bypass your meter anymore.
For the Consumer Protection Council, these challenges remain unacceptable. Implementing a cost-reflective billing system for customers is the way out.
I think consumers in Nigeria have come to understand that uninterrupted power supply is something that takes a while. Everybody seems to understand the technology and the engineering around building power stations and transmitting power now. And so while they continually express their dissatisfaction about interrupted power supply, it's not the worst problem that they complain about. And so I think a transparency in the billing process, a sensitivity to what consumers are experiencing, and a responsiveness that demonstrates that they're looking to immediately intervene and resolve the complaints and the problems. I think if we put those things together and the power companies focus on that, I'm sure that we would reduce the aggravation within the space.
Reports from the Nigerian Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, affirms that the country's metering gap has increased to about 4.74 million as power consumers expect appropriate implementation of the new plan to make meters available.
Reduce the issues of estimated billing, ensure that our metering becomes more and more. Where one, we talked about the map coming out, the Mr. Asset Providers, as something that would create a lot of relief to the system. You can do more faster under a separate kind of agreement, as being managed also by the regulator, NERC. But we're very clear to state that an ideal situation would be everywhere from the feeder to the transformer down to every enumerated customer is metered. That's an ideal situation. Continuing to meter arbitrarily different locations doesn't solve the problem. So today you saw me define some scenarios to them. Areas where there is clear issues of metering and losses, and the fact that we're all ignoring.
The distribution companies say they are also worried about vandalized power equipment, bypassing of meters, energy theft. They identify these as threats to their investments.